Please be seated. Our gospel made me think about when my brothers and sisters and I were little kids. Our parents had a lot of rules for us to follow in the home, and maybe those rules have changed over the years for new generations, but as kids, there were certain expectations. We had to make our beds every morning, and sometimes myself and my brothers and sisters would say, well, why do we have to make our bed? It's just gonna get messed up again when we go to sleep in the evening. Sometimes we didn't want to put our dirty clothes in the hamper and we'd want to just throw them on the floor. And my parents would be like, no, you have to put them in the hamper. And we thought, well, we'll get to that eventually. But for now, we'd prefer to throw them on the floor. But there were tons of these kinds of rules in our homes meant to create structure so that there wasn't chaos. And I thought of that in light of our world today, and that a lot of times we have to follow certain rules and structures, and we question them. And the questioning is okay because that's part of what it means to be human. And Jesus is speaking to a time where they were transitioning from all these rules about food, what foods are clean, what foods are unclean, what foods can we eat, what foods can't we eat. But it was more about the religion. What did our religion say we can eat or not eat? I thought of that too in light of the last few days and all that we as a community and a world have been going through with COVID, and things are starting to intensify regarding masks. And of course, there's some parents who want their children to wear masks at school in the sense of it protecting them and keeping them safe. Other parents really feel for their children and know that they've been wearing masks for a long time. Some, that's all they know is wearing masks, and they don't get to see the faces of their classmates or their teachers, and they don't get to have a normal experience of school. And so there's a lot of different thoughts and feelings about that. And so we struggle sometimes. What is the right thing to do? Do we follow the rules? What's the point of these rules? Are they really helping us? Are they hindering us? And oftentimes we could have people on both sides making arguments. And the hope is that we have people in positions of authority who are listening to what everyone is saying, and then those rules can be adjusted depending on what is best for everyone. And so we hope in the next few weeks between our governor and the Archdiocese that we can adjust some of these rules that we've all been dealing with for such a long time. But in the meantime, we hope, again, as our gospel points out too, that we can show love and respect and kindness to one another along the way. That even sometimes when we get frustrated and overwhelmed, we strive to remember of what's most important, and that's our hearts, that we treat others with love, and that these externals are not as important as the internal, that we love and care for one another. Let us pray that our gospel today may apply to all aspects of our lives, that we may strive to always put God and the respect and love we have for others first in our life.